Deepwoken is a game where you first spawn in the middle of nowhere, get hit by a man with a glowing hammer, then you take a boat into the middle of nowhere where you find yourself in Ohio, or you can take a separate route into the middle of a whirlpool and then get sent to the literal depths of hell where you get crushed by the populace of the crustacean nation, who are known as the giant crab, the shark with legs, and the blind ape. Then find yourself in the middle of nowhere and talk to yourself like you're a schizophrenic, and afterwards you get your character permanently deleted. Then you have to start the whole bloody process over. So you start in the character creation menu, where you get to choose one of several races. Well, not really choose, it's randomly chosen for you. And one of those races is the cat race. I can literally roleplay as Felix. Do I need to say more? Apart from that, you get to choose a name, your stat points, and your attunement, which will all be explained later. Also, depending on your race, you may get special features like really bad sideburns. Then you may choose your origin. Normally, there are 3 origins. Number 1 is you can start normally, spending multiple hours beating up multiple bandits to hit level 6. Or you can spawn in the depths of hell. But the best route of all of this is Trial of the One, where the gods put trials upon 9. And then if you succeed, you get let out at level 6, which is pretty good, so let's try that out. Alright, let's do this.
Be not afraid, sinner.
What?
Your devotion to God shows goodness in you.
Thank you?
Plentiful indeed.
Now that we're finally out of that train wreck of a place, we can finally explore the island, like meeting our friendly associates, and or meeting the ice golem that is frozen in time. Then you become a goblin and steal someone else's loot to hide your really bad sideburns. Then you meet Grunkle Stan from Gravity Falls, living in his decrepit shack, and then you get a boat from him to finally get off this godforsaken island. So after leaving the island, you can take a detour where you end up in the most racist city of them all, Chicago. This is canonical. The race that controls Etria is known for being incredibly racist, just like the real Chicago. So now we are in this nice and peaceful place. I can explain what mistakes you made in the character creation menu. The first mistake was you, but the second mistake was your attunement. There are normally 6 attunements. We got Ice, Loser, Tryhard, and Avatar Last Airbender. The 5th element is also known as the Emo element. But remember how I said there were 6 elements? Well, the 6th element is technically not an element, so instead of putting magic into spells... mantras. Instead, you put magic straight into your hands, giving you a few 100 pounds of muscle mass. Now let's move on to your next mistake on the list of everything, your weapon. There are 3 types of weapons. Light weapon for all the... medium weapon, aka your average, and the heavy weapon, aka the compensator weapon. Now let's move on to the most important system yet, your stats and your talent cards. Yes, you heard me, Deepwoken is a card game, just like Magic the Gathering. Unlike a card game, you have stats, where each of your stats directly increases something that will help you on later in the game, but it also influences the cards you get. Just like all things in life, it's random, so making your build is based on chance. You could get the cards you want, or you have RNGs that decide to release hell upon you, but the developers added an NPC that helps you get the cards you want. Now if you just come over here... Never mind. Now it's time to move on to the last thing on the list of everything, power. Power is the same thing as levels, but it's cooler because it has a different name. Every time you power up, you get 3 hands of cards. Also, you can pull mantras, which will be explained later. And also, your power increases through your weapon scaling, meaning you can pillage the village better. To power up, you need EXP. So, let's move on to the starter island to kill something, 4 minutes into the video. So let's go to the Star Island. But before we do that, I found this cool door. I wonder what's inside. What? So, welcome to the Metallica event. So this place has a lot to offer. Music, food, dancing. Wait, is that the ferryman? So how you doing today?
Oh, I gotta go. I left my uncle in the washing machine.
Oh, okay. You can also talk to the natural inhabitant.
A few minutes later.
Well, shit. So first we actually need to get to the island. So we can take a detour, or you can take a separate route into the middle of a whirlpool, and then get sent to the literal depths of hell. How about we take the highway instead? Welcome to Arisia, a nice and calm place. Like mentioned before, you can come here at a low level, or you can come here at a high level to troll the natural inhabitants. Like other parts of the map, yes, this is the official map. Arisia is split up into 3 different areas: Lower Arisia, Upper Arisia, and the Burning Stone Gardens, where the natural inhabitants are massive stone golems that were lost to time and are now stuck in walls like TF2 sentry turrets. Now we move on to Upper Arisia, which is known for having acidic rain that kills all plant life, hence the massive carnivorous animals. Now let's talk about Lower Arisia. Lower Arisia is home to many bandits. There are so many that there's an encampment where the player is free to go around and slit the throats of said bandits. This is also a good time to explain the combat. So in Deepwoken, you can block, parry, or dodge, when alternatively you can slap him with your own weapon or use mantra. Remember how I said I'll be explaining those later? Well yeah, here you go. Simply, mantras are attacks you can make with ether, and they come in many different flavors, from making a lance out of ice to pulling a gun. These are all dependent on the attunement you chose earlier. Attunements are just what element your body prefers to use. You can go hybrid and learn all or none of the attunements. Also, earlier in the video I mentioned there were 6 attunements. Well, in the making of this video, it turns out they added a new one, and it's called Iron Sing, letting you use iron to turn your opponent's bones to gravel. Well, I'm finally done talking about the combat, how the game works. It's time to move on to exploration. Let's go visit the other 90% of the map. Welcome to Songseeker, a place filled with cultists and brand new void zones where if you die you get the fast pass and get sent straight to hell. Don't worry, I'll be explaining hell soon. Songseeker is an amazing place for EXP. The only problem is getting jumped in the middle of recording by a Voidwalker, because that is the true Songseeker experience. And because I am tired of all these Voidwalkers, and I have enough EXP, let's move on to the next island. But before we do that, I'm gonna take a quick pit stop in hell, because I need to pick up my friend for this video. Alright, I need you to say hi for the camera.
Hello.
Alright, let's go kill God.
Yep.
I would also like to mention the music in this video. The first 3 songs in this video are from the official Deepwoken soundtrack. Like, listen to this. That's fire. Wait, I got off track again. Where's it supposed to go? Oh yeah, the hop.